Welcome to this session. It has been a journey to reach to start of this very unique program. Uh, I am Rahul Bagadia, Chairman Managing Director at P Manifold and also EV Acad. And really glad to be speaking to all of you this fine evening. I welcome you on behalf of P Manifold, EV Acad, and also You Imagine. Uh, Thank you, first of all, for your interest and registration to this very, very unique program curated by both P Manifold, You Imagine under EV Acad, where we will look into green hydrogen value chain across and take a deep dive from all applied dimensions of technology, of deployment, engineering and deployment, of economics, of actually doing commercials, tradings, risks, bringing investments, and connecting it all to policies, safety, standards, right? So we have known very, very few program across the globe which has taken this value chain approach in this very, very niche industry of green hydrogen. With India booming with opportunities around green hydrogen development, we thought that this more dedicated program, uh, little longer interactions, right, in a live discussions with you industry stalwarts and experts would really kind of create a two-way learnings, two-way discussions, and giving right context to really build upon. So I think that is how this green hydrogen master program has been established. Let me take to the next slide, please. The flow of today's session we have organized is with my this little context setting. I would really and we here like would really love to get introduced to you, like who all are our learners in this cohort. We believe that a lot of learning will also happen with interactions between ourselves as peers. So yes, that will be helpful. My colleague and fellow trainer Santosh Gurunath, he will take up and again remind us the detail of the program structure, what went into designing those different modules, and what kind of applied pedagogy, more hands-on that we will keep. How theory we want to keep it limited. So Santosh will bring that perspective. We have our partners from Hydrocarbon Sector Skill Council, also IOCL. So they would like to welcome the batch, especially my IOCL colleague, Dr. Prashant. He will then quickly go through like what to expect in IOCL site visit to their R&D center that we have organized. So that is something he will talk about, and how as IOCL they are working to develop India's green hydrogen ecosystem. And then my fellow colleagues, Sudhanshu, will take across some more details around what to expect in this program, how to handle the learning management systems, and that's how we want to keep. Towards the end, like any questions that you would have, we will definitely discuss. I do encourage that you can keep your questions as and when it is coming, also putting into the chat window. That will also help us to be able to respond to them, right? So the whole idea would be that now you having committed to this joint journey, let us know each other well. Let us know what you expect. And from our side, we will leave no stones unturned to really make green hydrogen and all its characterizations across value chain, as much quantitative we can keep in our discussions, right? So a lot of handling between us and a lot of modeling that we will do. I think with the current conflict times that we are seeing across the world, with fossil value chain kind of getting breakup and disrupting the entire industry and economics at country level, I think it start becoming more a tool for energy independence. Like you have your own renewables, you have your own green hydrogen production, and you have your own energy industry, right? So I think that's where green hydrogen will appear more and more powerful tool and commodity as we see moving forward. Of course, in hard to abate sectors with the decarbonization objective, it already has evolved. Globally, like we know that hydrogen demand global, it's green hydrogen is new, but hydrogen has existed for years now. So that demand is already existing, and that demand is now looking to be converted to more green, right? From decarbonization aspects for our hard to abate sectors, right? Which takes almost 33% share in our overall GHGs. So that's where green hydrogen applicability becomes important. Yes, there are big numbers in terms of more and more investments flowing in globally and in India across green hydrogen value chain. And as we deep dive into the program, we will learn into each of these aspects and characteristics. And ultimately, this new industry integrating with the existing fossil, and existing clean alternative industry is creating new jobs within the core sectors of hydrogen productions, applications, infrastructure, but also at the integration aspects with renewables, right? With electric vehicles, with mobility and all others, that will also lead to lot of new jobs and skills. India, of course, has a great policy move, good advantage from very existing powerful renewable industry, and that should also add to this entire momentum. I think, as I said, like it's a partners coming together from the industry to build this very unique program. P manifold, like now we are working in 65 countries on multiple new energy consulting projects, advising governments, advising public sectors, advising big corporates in the overall transition across different new energy elements. So we bring lot of that practicing knowledge and first time doing across the world experience into weaving into this green hydrogen program through EV Acad. And you imagine our partner, like they are amongst the early ones, really getting at a project level across again the green hydrogen value chain in India and outside India, with more than 100 plus projects supported around green hydrogen particularly. So I think that real depth knowledge and applied is what we have again integrated at project level. So this program, you can look upon that it's not a awareness creating program. We will go much deeper than just awareness creation. It will hopefully should really guide you into hydrogen systems development and operations at a project level, right? So that is the ambition that we are intending through this program, and the modules, 20 modules that we have created. We are honored that Hydrocarbon Sector Skill Council, HSSC, they agreed to become the certification partner. They are a leading skills council supporting the entire sector, and they putting a trust on this very unique program in India level means a lot. And thank you to HSSC and their members who have extended support, coming as guest lectures, coming opening up the industry to showcase and share a lot of insights through field visits that we intend to kind of bring together through this program. So this partners together have brought this very unique program, and I look forward for this strong mutual learning journey forward. With that, as I said, like let's quickly kind of know each other before Santosh, my fellow colleague and principal expert for this program, he dives into more details about the program pedagogy. So may I request organizers if we can have a very quick round, so like a 30 seconds for the learners who are registered. I know few learners have participated who are yet to complete their registration process formally. But if other learners who are registered, if they can just give a very 30 seconds quick bite on their names, their company and designation, what they are doing, and why this program. So I think that will definitely bring together all of us as a common homogenized cohort. And I do ensure that we will really incorporate these expectations best while we start delivering this program from this week. So may I request if you can quickly open your camera if it's okay with you, and 30 seconds, don't take more than that. We are 20 plus learners cohort. We are keeping the batch open to be if anyone needs to be added. So if there are any colleagues, friends of yours who still wants to join and maybe they miss a session, that's okay. We will try to make up for them. But let's use this week maximum, let's say Wednesday, where we are starting the first cohort for them to consider joining the program. So yes, people can quickly introduce themselves.
Uh, Hello everyone.
Hey, Yasin.
Hello everyone, Mr. Raoul. I'm glad to join this program. I'm Yassine from Morocco. I work as a consultant on energy and sustainable development in Morocco. I'm interested in understanding more like green hydrogen project on the ground. How does it look? So I'm so glad to join this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasin. Welcome from Morocco. Yes, next. Yamini, can you call out the name just for ease? Maybe that's better.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Sandeep Singh Bhadoria from Ahmedabad, and we are having company named Green Nova Energy, working in solar EPC pro. And I bought this program to enter into business of green hydrogen.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
So, Sandeep, you want to supply RE for green hydrogen or you want to set up your own green hydrogen productions
Sir,
also?
we are planning to enter into initially into trading of balance of plants components, and then after gaining some experience, also aiming to start a manufacturing for such components.
Perfect. So extending your RE capabilities to EPC of green hydrogen productions. I think that's
Yes,
it. Great.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Next.
Hello, I am Dushyant C. Kothari. I have started a startup on plasma pyrolysis of methane to produce green hydrogen, that is turquoise hydrogen and solid carbon. We are at TRL 5 level and soon we'll be reaching a TRL 9 in about 1 year's time. And my company's name is High Urja Fuel Systems Private Limited.
Very nice, Dushanji. So I think I would encourage you to also share more specifics and in the capstone project, in this project, you can take a deeper dive which relates to your next stage of growth and making a business case to your potential clients, right? So we will definitely be very, very interested in what you are doing. Salil,
Thank
you
you.
want to go? Salil?
Yes. So good afternoon, all. My name is Salil Kamath. I'm currently working as a senior project engineer in Técnicas Reunidas. It's a Spanish company, and I'm based out of Madrid. Um, Most of my working experience has been into petrochemicals, refineries. I and much of it has been in Reliance Industries Limited. For a very brief time, that's maybe 1 or 2 years, I was part of the Reliance New Energy projects, which was manufacturing of solar modules. I was looking after the cell factory. I had to leave Reliance for better opportunities. I got another opportunity to work in SAF for Worley India again. It was the client was Shell, and these were more of a lateral shift, or by chance I got into the renewables project. But now that I'm in Madrid, I'm currently working on a refinery for Algeria. But looking at the future prospects and to sell myself more and for career longevity, I'm looking to you know some certification in hydrogen and the renewable sector. So looking
No,
forward for a engaging uh, course.
no,
And
great,
thank you.
Salil. Like, in fact, Santosh comes from long experience
Yeah,
in the shell, so that is
yeah,
great. Good, good.
yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Chinmay, thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Chinmay. I'm a serving soldier and presently on my move from east to west at Jodhpur. I had a BSc in environmental science long back, around 23 years back. As I said, I am into army, so I have no connection, correlation with the energy, but just I have a desire to work in this field, renewable. So, being completely novice, I would like to get in, trying to take a dive into it. And just wanted to add one more thing. Whatever has been spoken so far in the introduction, in the orientation previously, and now, mm, so like the pyrolysis, all this thing is like appears to be like Greek and Roman to me. So at with that stage, I don't know how it's going to be the course for me.
Sure, Chinmay, what I can be sure is like you are likely our first green hydrogen soldier. So a soldier is always a soldier. Good. So welcome. We will see like how we will help you with brush up some fundamentals to go deeper into the program, Chinmay. Hi,
And
Raj.
thank you. And I just wanted to add one
Yeah,
more thing that I am also sorry, Raj. Just I'll take 10 seconds.
no, no problem. No problem.
I am mainly more keen interested into manufacturing and preferably if it is connected to the agriculture. Like I am trying to get into the agriculture in which producing the oil-based stuff, which has a small distillery. If somehow it can get
Perfect.
connected and can help me out. That's it. That's it.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. Great, great. Yes, Raj.
Hi, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. My name is Raj Pillai, and I represent a company called STG Heating, which is primarily into centralized heat pump-based hot water systems. We do centralized hot water systems for hotels and hospitals across India. We also do we also supply hot water boilers, that is gas-fired as well as HSD-fired for industries. So primarily my last 20 years I've been in this line of work where my experience is in mechanical EPC projects, primarily in the heating sector. So I want to understand here how green hydrogen also can, we can utilize green hydrogen in the heating sector as well as also move into this sector where, there is plenty of opportunities which is coming up.
No, that is great, Raj. I think lot of work of integrating hydrogen in lot of hard to abate sectors where heating is a combustion is the primary area where hydrogen will add value. So I think
Yeah,
steel, cement, refineries, this process will possibly kind of greatly use your already existing industrial process and industrial heat handling experience. So very nice, very good.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Anyone else who
Hi.
wants to add? I'm sure there are
Yeah.
many people.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Who is
Is
it?
it
I
audible?
cannot see. Is it Preetham?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Preetham.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good evening. So this is Pritam Chauhan, and I'm from Hero Future Energies. So we are basically a developer for this renewable energy and as well as green hydrogen and its derivative projects. So presently, we have already commissioned like one of the first pilot project in India that is especially for hard to abate sector, where we are generating this hydrogen and we are blending it with the LPG. We have already patent this in asthma and some others like stuff as well. Apart from beyond, we are also working like one of derivative as well for to the export market. So these are the something like which we are already working. So our keen area is to enter into this kind of program is to learn like actual like how others are basically working and like other parts in the world are how they are working actually. I just wanted
Sure.
from just enter. Yeah, and I'm leading this green hydrogen as a derivative at my company, taking
Oh,
care of all this evaluations, technical part of stuff.
no,
Yeah.
very good. I think that's the value you can get because there is already fundamental deployment knowledge, experience,
Yeah.
ambitions. So
Mm.
a lot of strategy and really commercial modeling. I think, Pritam, that is what you can focus forward into the program.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
Santosh is really great with that kind of modeling across the energy
Yeah.
systems. Yes.
Yes.
Anyone else who wants to say, or we give it to
Yeah,
Santosh?
yeah, I think
And
I was left.
hi,
I
Sandeep.
just, I don't know whether yeah, I mean, I don't know, my video is coming or not, I'm not sure.
No, we
No,
cannot
no,
see
sir.
you, Sandeep, but that's okay. Today we
Okay,
hear
yes,
you
I don't know
and
what's
later
wrong with
we
that,
see
but
you.
yeah, I mean, just I'm also from Hero Future Energies. Just now my colleague was there, Pritam was talking. So we are actually a renewable energy company with close to 9,000 megawatt assets in wind and solar. Now we are diversifying into hydrogen, green hydrogen, and derivatives. So we commissioned a green hydrogen project about 12 months back, and it is already working, fine. And so we had a good experience in how to operate such a like a PEM based electrolyzer system. Now we're moving into hydrogen derivative projects, which is including green fuels. So that
Mhm.
is our focus area right now, and we are quite a bit deep into it. So this is something we would like to see. All the bits and pieces of your material, this course material will be helpful to us. Yeah.
Sure, Sandeep. I think we also look forward. As I said, like there can be good cross learnings. Happy to be challenged by your field experience and numbers. But yeah, we do believe that we can bring a lot of value on the integrations across the systems in the value chain. Great to have you, Sandeep. I think with that, just to keep up with the time, I request if others who have not introduced themselves and even who have introduced themselves, just write those 4 lines, your name, company name, organization. I think even these three are also good so that as a batch, as a cohort, you know each other. I think hopefully few of people who have already spoken, Sandeep, Preetham, Dushyant, Chinmay and others, we already know like the cohort is fairly diverse, but bringing quite bit of diverse experience. Like we have people coming from supply industry, from RE industry, someone who has already deployed technology per se, and someone who is looking for forward integrations into applications, process levels. So I think I always say that it's the faculty and content, but it's also about whom are you learning and how interactive you keep our learning, right? So, me, Santosh, Yamini, in all our teaching sessions, we really would love to have this interaction, the same energy kind of flowing to allow us give our best. So, with that, I think let me request Santosh to walk us through the next slides, Santosh, and about the structure of the program. Thank you very much.
Sure, sure, Rahul. Hope you can hear me fine.
Yes, Santosh, all well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks a lot, Rahul, for the excellent introduction. Let me just check. There's a way I can do this.
Your video went off, Santosh.
No, my video. So I'm I'm joining from audio from one device and video from the other. So that's why it's a bit of
Okay.
a mix, but it's okay.
That's okay.
So
We will manage. Go ahead.
yeah, we'll manage. So again, thanks Rahul, and thanks everyone for really joining us as part of this course curriculum. The next few slides, I'll be spending some time explaining what are the various aspects of it, some logistics, how are the modules designed, and what will be a potential key learnings from those modules, and yeah, and some more logistical aspects as well. So in terms of the program, it's a 3-month program. So officially today is the orientation week, right? So orientation day or introduction day. The first module or the first module starts this Wednesday, and we will run this for the next, let's say, 3 months, right? So there are a total of 20 modules, and then there will be a break day here or there in between. But then overall, you're looking at 20 modules. That means approximately 10 weeks, right? Considering there are 2 modules per week, Wednesday and Friday. And let's say plus there will be some time for let's say question and answers and feedback sessions as well. There will be a capstone project. That's a very important aspect of it. And then finally, there is an optional industry visit as well, which we'll talk more about later. Now, this course covers the entire value chain of green hydrogen. I mean, we start literally, literally with why of green hydrogen all the way towards the end of the course, you will be able to kind of build up certain investment cases, certain design scenarios of green hydrogen related activities. So this covers the entire kind of value chain. I'll talk more about it in the next slide. Um, in terms of the design, I mean, of course, we have been working in the industry for let's say quite a few years. I've personally worked in the hydrogen industry for more than 15 years now, and then specifically in the green hydrogen industry for the past 7 to 8 years. So this program has come across. I mean, from is actually built up, or the inspiration of this program is from a number of these different, let's say, number of these different experiences, right? So I think that is something which is very important to kind of mention as part of what we have kind of bought in or what we are trying to do in this program, right? And of course, it's going to be very applied learning. I mean, when I say very applied learning, in the sense that let's say it is not going to be only theory, right? So it's not going to be 1.5 hours of just lecture. I mean, that is something which we will of course have, right? I mean, half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour of lectures, but then it will be kind of joined with a lot of case studies. I mean, almost every module, we'll have one or the other case study, which we will be including. There are Excel modeling tools, which we will be providing as part of the course curriculum itself. And we will be doing joint exercises as part of those modules. So it is going to be a bit of on the job, on the go learning for as part of the curriculum, right? So in that sense, I mean, it's a complete, let's say, holistic package, a combination of theory, practical applications, case studies, a capstone project, and then an optional industry visit. So that's basically in a nutshell the highlights of the program. Can we go to the next slide, please? So this is basically, I mean, we try to kind of map the modules against the green hydrogen value chain. Now, when we talk about the green hydrogen value chain, we talk about the, let's say, the production of hydrogen, and then even from the production, one step back, what are the energy and the feedstock for the hydrogen? So that is like the first part of it. So there are several modules which cover, let's say, the first few modules we talk about the why of hydrogen, right? I mean, why exactly hydrogen is important? Why are we talking about it? Why is there a big upcoming industry on green hydrogen? Then we will cover a lot on the policy aspects, right? I mean, from why to the policy aspects of green hydrogen. What are the various policies which are taking place? And then also cover what exactly is green hydrogen, right? I mean, hydrogen is colorless, so it cannot really have a let's say color. But then, how is green hydrogen defined? What is the definition of green hydrogen? So basically, in the first 2 to 3 modules, we will cover the foundational basis of hydrogen, and most importantly, and so I think Chinmay mentioned about it, and a couple of others who do not come from an energy background. That's not a problem at all. I mean, we will try to take it step by step and kind of build that up. Once we cover the first few modules, we will move on to modules 4 and 5, where we will cover about hydrogen production, 4 on electrolysis, and 5 primarily around, let's say, waste or other modules or other methodologies through which hydrogen can be built, right? So that is a second kind of set modules. And then we have a number of modules on hydrogen, first of all, hydrogen transportation and storage, and then we will move to end use applications. So the end use applications is quite heavy. So we talk about all the different applications where hydrogen makes sense, right? I mean, right from the industries to transportation to power generation, and also some ancillary applications of hydrogen and green hydrogen. So that is something which we will cover. And finally, we have a few modules towards the end, last 3 to 4 modules, where we talk about, let's say, MSME involvement. How can MSME build hydrogen related? I mean, how can they enter the sector? We talk about startups. We talk even about AI infrastructure. Let's say how AI tools can be built into green hydrogen. And then we have a capstone feasibility project as well. So that is basically how we are kind of covering all the modules, all the entire value chain. So again, we will be kind of getting into, let's say, each module is 1.5 hours. So you might imagine that it's each of those modules could already be a course in itself, right? So in that sense, it does not, we are not going to, let's say, go very knee deep, but then it is going to be deep enough for you to get a complete understanding and, let's say, a depth of the, to a certain extent, of the entire ecosystem, right? So for some of the folks who basically people from Hero Future Energies or Advait, I mean, people who have been already into green hydrogen, I think see this more as a, let's say, I mean, a cross learning opportunity, right? I mean, where we are sharing experiences from a different angle, right? I mean, from a different viewpoint, perhaps from, let's say, a global exposure perspective as well, right? I mean, so perhaps there might be certain modules for which you are like, of course, we know this inside out, very much appreciated, and we would encourage you to, share your opinions and share your feedback as part of those courses as well, part of those modules as well. But then there might be certain modules where it might be relatively new for you. So that is for one. And then for others who are basically just beginning in this ecosystem, people like Sandeep, people like Chinmay, who are entering this ecosystem, for you it's going to be a journey from beginning to end. I mean, where we talk about, let's say, cover the entire kind of value chain as such, right? So that is how we have tried to cover it in detail. So we can move to the next slide, please. Now, let's say, yeah, I mean, this is something which I already talked about. I mean, basically just a different view to it. We divided the entire 20 modules into 8 blocks, right? And when you talk about 8 blocks, you're talking about foundations, then talking about production, infrastructure, storage, safety, transportation, then moving into various applications. I mean, the first set of applications would be the existing industrial applications, methanol, refinery, ammonia, then moving into the emerging and future applications where we move into e-fuels, transportation, energy storage, and power, and then cover 3 modules very much focused on, let's say, the executional aspects. I mean, talking about plant design and engineering, some aspects on power to X systems, how they are being built, some overlap between module 5 and 6 in that sense, but still focusing more on the project development itself. And then a very important module number 17 on project risks and bankability, on how and how that is shaping up, right? I mean, and those who are very much involved in the hydrogen ecosystem are aware that it is not, I mean, it is not a straightforward kind of ecosystem. So there we will cover some of those aspects. Then we will, of course, move to the AI and digital tools which are being applied. And that is something, by the time we come to this module, things would have also evolved in the AI ecosystem. So we are trying to get the latest and the greatest and share those aspects with you as part of module 18. And then module 19 is definitely on the startup side, where some of the folks who are trying to enter the ecosystem and trying to see how you can potentially, build, let's say, or enter this ecosystem as such, right? And finally, we cover that all with a module 20, which is more or less a capstone integrated ecosystem, so capstone feasibility study, where we will be kind of rolling out case studies, and there will be, let's say, an assignment to build an entire kind of feasibility study or a mini DPR in that sense. So in that sense, from 1 to 20, covering the entire ecosystem, and that to divide it into blocks, right? Move on to the next slide, please. So in terms of the faculty, I mean, there is going to be a core set of faculty, and then there are guest faculties. The core set of faculty comprises of Rahul, myself, Vikrant, and Yamini. I myself, I think Rahul mentioned about it earlier. So I've been in this industry for more than 15 years, spent quite a bit of time with Shell, working on some of their hydrogen projects. And in fact, one of their largest green hydrogen plant is coming online right now. It was in the same facility where I was kind of responsible for the hydrogen grid per se. And then for the last 7 to 8 years, spent a lot of time on the consulting aspects with McKinsey, and then since 2019 with my own organization. Bring let's say fair bit of understanding of the overall ecosystem, and of course there is far more to learn. It's not something which we can cover ourselves. And plus we have Vikrant and Yamini as well from the EV Acad and P-Manifold team, where Vikrant is leading activities on the EV Acad overall ecosystem, and he will be covering a couple of modules. And Yamini is leading the entire hydrogen practice within P-Manifold and has been involved in a number of consulting projects across globally, right, from Maldives to Morocco to a number of projects in India as well. Move on to the next slide. Other than that, we have a number of guest faculties whom we have brought on board. And these are guest faculties who are currently working in industries. Nishant, Ganpati, Sriram, and Venugopal. I mean, I think this list might grow as well. I mean, as we go forward, but these are definitely people who are joining us as part of the module. Nishant leads an organization called GH2 India. So he's basically let's say covering the entire hydrogen ecosystem. A lot of good interactions with both Europe as well as India, South Korea. So he'll be kind of talking in module 2. You'll see him this Friday itself covering some of the aspects of green hydrogen. Ganpati is working with Reliance, responsible for electrolyzers, fuel cells. They spent significant time with fuel cells both at Reliance as well as Thermax earlier. So he'll be talking about some of the efforts, some of the aspects of hydrogen in transportation. Sriram is currently working in the Netherlands, working with an organization called Power2X, and they are one of the most upcoming and largest developers of green fuels, synthetic synfuels in Europe. And they are building large-scale green methanol SAF projects both in Netherlands, Portugal, and across Europe. So Sriram is a senior process engineer over here. So he'll be talking about aspects on the methanol side of it. And then we have Mr. Venugopal, who has worked several years on the technology side with SABIC. So he'll be joining us for a couple of modules, both on the gasification aspect, and then one module I'll be covering on the methanol aspect as well. So overall, we are kind of bolstering, let's say, our own kind of knowledge between ourselves and Imagine and EVACAD, P-Manifold with people from the industry, and perhaps we'll see more additions to this list as we go forward. Right. So in that sense, and the most important thing is that what you see here is the flavor of the program is very much industry focused, right? There is very little academic kind of let's say bent to this, right? And that is done for a purpose. I mean, we are looking at imparting experiences, knowledge, foundational skill sets, and master level skill sets, so that you can actually go and apply it immediately, right? Literally after the module, you are able to apply it with the toolkits, with some of the frameworks which we are talking about. So that is something, and rather than, let's say, hardcore chemistry and physics, right? So that is not the purpose of this program. This focus is very much application oriented and application focused, and that's where the industry colleagues play a very important role, because they'll talk about as is, real time projects, real deployments. We're talking about 2026 numbers, 2025 numbers, what has actually happened, rather than report based very old numbers which we're talking about. So that's basically a mix of the faculties which we have brought in for all of you on board. Move on to the next slide, please. So with that, I think Yamini, over to you. I think we can introduce our industry expert and the colleague from IOCL.
Thank you, Santosh, and thanks, Rahul, for that quick introduction orientation of the program. So today we are glad to have Dr. Prashant Kumar from IOCL. He leads the IOCL R&D Center at Faridabad. Welcome, Dr. Prashant, and I would like you to talk a bit about your perspective on green hydrogen and, of course, your support for as an industrial visit that we are planning as part of this program. The R&D center is phenomenally developed by IOCL. I think there are a lot of things for learners to learn and get some hands-on experience, discuss with experts from IOCL their views on what they are trying to do in green hydrogen, what do they see. So I think it will be really interesting to see what learners will learn from this. So Dr. Prashant, over to you for a quick orientation for our learners from both green hydrogen perspective as a broader sector and the IOCL R&D center and different labs that you have.
Thank you, Yamini. Thank you for a nice introduction. So, first of all, thanks FCAD for providing Indian Oil the opportunity to work with or to interact with a wide variety of learners who have ample experience. I was listening to different participants. They have actual understanding of complex subject like hydrogen, which is now finding place in India's vast energy landscape. So I would just like to briefly highlight how Indian Oil IOCL is, the leading this India's transition towards green hydrogen future. We started like way back. We started before the green hydrogen roadmap started in India in Feb 2023. So we had our plans. We not only work for green hydrogen. We also have blue hydrogen, gray hydrogen, because we are the hydrogen consumers. Actually, we consume hydrogen, a lot of hydrogen in our refining processes. So we have ample experience of handling hydrogen. Apart from that, we were also looking for the different production pathways, like multiple indigenous pathways for hydrogen production. Now you can say green hydrogen production. So we also include like this like pathway. We have included very prominently included biomass gasification. So which we have developed with IASC, Professor Dasappa is pioneering in gasification of biomass into different products, especially into compressed biogas, into hydrogen, or enabling decentralized and sustainable production of hydrogen. Also, this is for the production part. Also, under green hydrogen mission, Indian Oil is setting up various HRS hydrogen refilling stations on key corridors. Like we have identified Mumbai, Pune, and Visa one. So there are two, three corridors which we have identified, and we are coming up with the hydrogen refilling stations. So hydrogen refilling station is in itself it's an ecosystem because it involves delivery, transportation, the storage, and again application. So a lot of hydrogen utility is coming to that HRS. So HRS we are developing. Also, in partnership, everybody knows that in partnership with Tata Motors Limited, we are already running hydrogen fuel cell buses. So that is flying around Delhi NCR. Homologation is done for most of the buses, and few buses are still left. And that is actually carrying the public into the buses, and that buses like well running between destinations. Obviously, fueling is done at our center, which is at Faridabad. Also, we have indigenous technologies for fuel cell systems. We are also developing fuel cell system. We have metal hydride and type of storage cylinders. So that is, India's, strengthening India's self-reliance in this critical sector. So additionally, pilot projects are also we have handled the pilot projects in which hydrogen was blended into CNG buses. That was very well demonstrated on Delhi roads with DTC. So I'm not taking much time. So we are playing a very pivotal role in entire hydrogen value chain from production to mobility. And as Yamini, you said, we have the laboratory, like we have the fuel cell testing laboratory, we have the H2ICE laboratory, we have the demonstration, we have the hydrogen refueling station, we have 15 fuel cell buses. So from production to mobility, we are helping, helping our country to move towards so that it can move towards a cleaner, greener, and energy secure future. So definitely, it will be very helpful for students to have an industrial training at CNC. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Prashant. I think that's really helpful. And to all the learners, I think please look forward for this industrial visit. We shall be sharing the date soon along with the team. Let's plan it so that you can interact with the pioneers of green hydrogen. So let's do it with IOCL, and also as like Dr. Prashant said that he's also working on biomass gasification with IISc with Dr. Dasappa. We are also planning to have him as one of the guest speakers for his pioneering work that he's doing in biomass gasification. So we look forward to having more interesting people. Yes, Sudhanshu, over to you for next couple of slides.
Thanks, Shamini. Santosh sir, can you please take this slide?
Sure, Sudhanshu. I hope you can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we already talked about this specific earlier in the program glance, but I'll walk you through a little bit more about how exactly we are going to impart this course, right? So effectively, there are going to be 20, I'd say 19 live online sessions, right? I mean, there are 20 modules. There are like 19, lecture modules, and then one is mostly on case study, right? So that is going to be module number 20. So these are all live online sessions, Wednesdays and Fridays, right? 7 to 8:30 p.m. 90 minutes interactive sessions. Now, these sessions, as I already mentioned, will be a combination of two, three things, right? There would We are going to cover a bit of basics, obviously, on what is that module about, why we are talking about it, what are the different aspects included in it. But then very quickly we will move to using two approaches. We will be using real life case studies, right? When we say real life case studies, we'll be talking about some projects in China, some projects in India, some policy in Europe, some electrolyzer manufacturing facilities in US. So we will be taking those specific case studies and explaining the concepts and going into the detail using those case studies, right? And when we talk about those case studies, it's going to be a very interactive kind of a discussion, right? I mean, where it's not going to be just, let's say, the faculty talking about it, but it's going to be a two-way street where we would, try to do some group activities and have, let's say, back and forth discussions. So that is going to be a central theme of almost all the modules. The second part, which also comes in to be very important, are hands-on tools. Now, these hands-on tools are, of course, basically Excel models, right? I mean, very different Excel tools. I mean, covering various aspects, right from project economics to levelized cost of hydrogen to comparing total cost of ownership of hydrogen with other aspects. So different aspects on the with respect to using these tools, and that will also be that will not only be covered and explained during the sessions, but you will get full access to those so that you can run them on your own and come back to us for any questions or clarifications, right? So basically, it will be a very much case and tool based, let's say, approach when it comes to these live online sessions. And most of these sessions are going to be very interactive, right? And when I say very interactive, is that it's not going to say it's a 90-minute session. It's not going to be like, let's say, 80 minutes of talk and 10 minutes of Q&A. That's not what we mean by interaction. We are going to have a 50-60% plus interaction element of those sessions, right? So in that sense, let's say it will give you all an ample opportunity to ask your questions and, let's say, deep dive into the aspects which you would like us to cover. So other than these three, there's going to be a capstone project. I mean, that is going to be there. We are going to take a couple of two or three themes, right? We're talking about, let's say, building a green hydrogen plant for a refinery, building, let's say, a hydrogen plant or ammonia plant for an export oriented purpose, and then talking about potential electrolyzer manufacturing plant for setting up electrolyzer manufacturing plant. So in those scenarios, we will, based on all the tools and the theory and all the case studies which you have learned throughout the 19 modules, at an individual level, you will be able to build a capstone project. So it's basically an individual project. Of course, if you would like to do it as a group, that's something which we can look at it as well. But then ideally prefer to be an individual project, and then we solve an industry problem, right? And as part of that, you will be giving some output in form of an Excel model, in form of a presentation, and sharing it with the group, right? So that is something which we'll do as part of the capstone project. And then after that, we will have some quizzes. I mean, basic quizzes, and let's say to kind of test your understanding of those modules, MCQ, kind of multiple choice question kind of things. And then we will, of course, have a lot of reading material to complement with. So as such, it'll be great if you read those materials and come to the courses or have that as an additional information. But of course, we understand that all of you are working professionals and you'll be limited in terms of time. So the modules are, let's say, kind of built, are self-sufficient in that sense. But if you would like to go above and beyond that, reading packs would help. And finally, industry visit. We already talked about. We had Prashant ji from IOCL. Glad to have you here as well, sir. So where there's an optional industry visit, definitely to IOCL R&D Center, looking at various aspects of it. It's a completely guided tour, and one of us from the faculty will also be there to support it. So that's basically the learning methodology over the next 10 to 12 weeks as we are looking at it. Yes, Sudhanshu, over to you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Coming towards the professional code of conduct. So a quick note on our code of conduct. Respect is non-negotiable. We should treat everyone with courtesy. We should also ensure that it is an inclusive environment with zero tolerance and for biasness or discrimination. We should also maintain confidentiality. We are not allowed to share any program content outside this cohort. And we need to be professional, be punctual for the live sessions, be prepared and communicate constructively. And remember, this is a shared responsibility. Please report for any concerns. You may also reach out via our LMS. We have a help section in our LMS, so you can directly reach out to us. Or we also have a support ID, so you feel free to reach out to us via email as well. Next up is our program office team. So myself, Sudhanshu, and I'll be your program manager and primary contact for anything related to this program. Next up, we have Mr. Parag Lanjigar, who is a senior program manager who oversees the program execution and overall learning experience. We also have Mr. Sanjeev Mittal, who is our operations and IT head, who ensures everything runs smoothly from a technical and operational stand. The next steps. So as Santosh said, you will get an LMS access and you should go to the bonus content which is already made live in it. In case you haven't received any email with the login credentials, you can directly mail us. We are here to support you. Your first live session is scheduled for 8th of April, that is the upcoming Wednesday. So please mark your calendars. And finally, if you have any questions or need any support related to anything in the program, please do not hesitate to reach out to our team. We are excited to have you on board and look forward to a great learning journey together. So thanks a lot. The forum is open for question and answer. Feel free to put your questions via chat or via mic.
There was a question in the chat box from Puneet, whether you can choose your own capstone project. I mean, yes, you can choose your capstone project. We will be kind of suggesting a couple of them, but then if you want to choose your own, feel free to do that. So that is something which can be done. Yes. Question from Yasin. So the session time slot is slightly different from today. It's going to start at 7 p.m. IST. So I think team will share those links with you, but it is 7 p.m. IST. 7 p.m. IST to 8:30 p.m. IST. Yes, sir.
And I think we do encourage, for the kind of pedagogy we are following, we do encourage live online participation from all of you, because that is the best you can get during the sessions by creating questions and discussions. Of course, if there are situations where you are unable to manage and you have to miss a particular session, it will be shortly uploaded in the LMS system. So you will be able to go through the recordings and materials. But yes, in person attending over Zoom is always great learning. Any other questions from anyone?
Rahul, I think there's a question from Sandeep ji on when you will be sharing the course material. I think Sudhanshu, if you can confirm, we should have already uploaded some of them in the learning management system, right? And
Yeah.
as we will keep uploading them as we move through the modules. So if you can confirm that to Sandeep, that would be great.
Yeah, sir. It is already available. Sandeep ji, we can connect after this call, and I will ensure that you get the material.
And Sandeep, it will happen from course to course. We don't intend to put in all the materials together. As and when that module is coming by, I think that is where the course reference materials will be put in. So allowing you in some time in advance to think about that material, but also giving you time later to work around it. There will be more additional reference materials that will also be made available in the LMS. And of course, the entire recording of the session will also be made available. Yes. Yes, Sandeep, and if you happen to miss any of the sessions, you will have all the recording in your LMS. You can go through them. And you can also always raise a question in the LMS to the trainers, but also to your peers also. So we also have that kind of a flexibility that you can share a question or discussion between yourself also. It's not just only with the learners. So if you have a question, it is a choice. You want to post question only to us as a trainer, or you want to share it with all the group, and then others also can respond to that. So we also encourage kind of a group forum kind of a discussions. So that also helps to learn from each other. But if there is some confidentiality of data or other thing that is required on your side, then feel free to write only to the learners. Sandeep, you are asking, could we get guidance from our mentors from day one to develop any component? See, the mentors would be available, Sandeep, to you. It's a relationship that it has to evolve on both sides. So my suggestion would be let it develop. During the part of the discussions in the session, if you can keep the discussion focused around that topic and area, I think it will be also engaging for the other learners also to support. But if you have anything else that is coming out of the discussion and you want to discuss, you can of course also request a mentoring or clarification slot. So the team will help you organize that. Yeah. And then it is upon relationship that we mutually develop, Sandeep, where you are able to engage with us even outside the course for us to even support you. So I think, yes, that can always be looked into. Great. So I think that is good, Sudhanshu. We can take it to closure. Thank you, everyone. Really great first introduction to you. Very, very inspiring to know that most of you are professionals and you are taking time out for learning. So I think it does add up a lot. And as said by Santosh and us, we will give our best. And we look forward to start with our first session from coming Wednesday. I do encourage that if you find the coverage part of this discussion and our pedagogy unique and confident, do share with any of your friends or colleagues who may want to kind of hop in with you, right? It's always good to have a buddy when we are trying to learn, right? And possibly also pick up a capstone project if you want to do with any friend or a office colleague together. So I think those are things that can keep the learning also fun for you. Yeah. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, all the learners and fellow faculty members. I believe it was a great session, and we have a lot of learning ahead. Thanks a lot for joining.